a few days ago, Alex Vindman went on to Lawrence O'Donnell and he tried to explain to Lawrence O'Donnell that we need to do so much in Ukraine. We must go in there, and well, he wasn't necessarily saying go in there with guns, but give them the planes, give them everything that they want, you know. And there are two pieces of that interview that I found that I liked. One is that Lawrence O'Donnell reminded him that there are a lot of countries that we completely disregard, where people are suffering like hell and we've done nothing. And also, we really don't want to sit down there and fight a war with Russia. Let's listen to it and then we'll take it on the other side.
Let's listen to what Admiral Kirby, the Pentagon spokesperson, said today about this question of sending jets to Ukraine for their use. Let's listen to this.
We assess that adding aircraft to the Ukrainian inventory is not likely to significantly change the effectiveness of the Ukrainian Air Force relative to Russian capabilities. Therefore, we believe that the gain from transferring those MiG-29s is low. And finally, the intelligence community has assessed that the transfer of MiG-29s to Ukraine may be mistaken as escalatory and could result in a significant Russian reaction that might increase the prospects of a military escalation with NATO.
So some are making the point that the Ukrainian pilots are not flying now with the aircraft that they already have, and so jets don't appear to be what they need at this point.
That's not true. Frankly, I disagree with that assessment. I think we have to understand that one of the reasons that the Ukrainians aren't flying is because they don't have that many planes and they can't afford to lose them. They have to save some of that air power for when there's a crisis situation, let's say around Kiev. Those jets would be meaningful, as well as other kinds of support that we could provide with regards to unmanned aerial vehicles, intermediate range air defense. What I fear when I hear those kinds of statements and that kind of smoke and mirrors analysis, because I think, in fact, that's cherry picking some of the I know that there are divergent views within the intelligence community, and plenty of people think that this would not be escalatory and within the bounds of how the U.S. has conducted proxy warfare, how the Soviet Union and Russia have conducted proxy warfare. If this was any other country that wasn't doing a little bit of saber rattling, that wasn't somehow indicating that we were headed towards a nuclear war, we would have taken action a long time ago.
Colonel, we're running out of time. A couple of points there. First of all, there are many countries in the world where we've never considered 1 minute of intervention. We saw suffering in the Ethiopian civil war within the last year that wasn't even televised, wasn't even brought to American audiences. And so what we are seeing here is the most that the United States has ever done in supporting a country being invaded by another country short of war. And the other point about it is when you said it doesn't seem escalatory to you, it also doesn't seem escalatory to Admiral Kirby. He made that clear. The point is, would it be seen, the jets, would they be seen as escalatory by Vladimir Putin? And so what they are doing is trying to deal with an anticipation of Vladimir Putin.
Yeah, we can't, I mean, we should absolutely not be dismissive of nuclear saber rattling and the risks of escalation. What we can do is we can make risk-informed decisions, well thought out, well-considered decisions and the consequences of those decisions informed by what we understand and what we have high confidence on with regards to Russian action.
Colonel, this is not a proxy war by Russia. This is a war by Russia against another country. This is not proxy. This is not them using another country's battlefield and supporting another country. That's proxy, when you're supporting another country. This is direct, and there is no previous model that fits this particular conflict. We did not confront the Russians in Afghanistan. We are doing in Ukraine what we did in Afghanistan. The Russians confronted Afghanistan. We did not dare confront the Russians in Afghanistan.
We're saying the same thing, frankly, because what we're talking about is providing the Ukrainians with the material they need to fight it. I've never advocated for U.S. forces on the ground or in the air.
Everybody can. Actually, once he pretty much insinuating that is something that we should do. So I mean, he's not being completely frank there, but the idea is he wants a lot more involvement than we would want to provide than we should provide, to put it bluntly. Because again, Ukraine ain't no saint. Now, what Russia is doing is criminal, but Ukraine's as a country, it's not like they are pure, So let's be clear there. Let's be very, very pragmatic. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number one, subscribe to our channel. And number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.